The lab called saying my wife's pregnancy test was submitted under my name. The lab technician sounded confused. Mr. Morrison, we have your pregnancy test results, but there seems to be an error. The test was submitted under your name and insurance. I laughed, thinking it was a billing mistake. My wife Bethany had gone for her annual checkup last week. Probably got mixed up in the system. Must be my wife's test. She's been feeling sick lately. The technician paused. Sir, the test is negative, but that's not the issue. The sample shows concerning hormone levels that need immediate follow-up. Can you come in today? For my wife? No, Mr. Morrison. The patient needs to come in. The name on this test, you. I hung up thinking it was incompetence. Called Bethany at work, told her about the mix-up. She said she'd sorted out with her doctor, but that evening she was acting strange. Couldn't look me in the eye. Kept saying she needed to tell me something but wasn't ready. 2 days later, another call. This time from Dr. Richards, Bethany's physician. Mr. Morrison, I need you to come in immediately. Your test results show something critical. My wife's test? The test submitted under your name and DNA. We need to discuss the findings in person. I went in angry, ready to report their incompetence. Dr. Richards looked grave as he closed his office door. Mr. Morrison, the pregnancy test was negative, but the hormone panel revealed extremely elevated HCG levels inconsistent with pregnancy. In biological males, this typically indicates testicular cancer. My anger evaporated. What? But it's my wife's test. The DNA markers match your blood sample from your physical last year. This is your test. I don't know why it was submitted as a pregnancy test, but I'm grateful it was. We caught something potentially serious. My mind was spinning. How could my DNA be on Bethany's pregnancy test? That night, I confronted her. She broke down completely, sobbing so hard she couldn't speak for 10 minutes. Finally, she choked out the truth. She'd been having an affair with her coworker Tom for 6 months. When she thought she was pregnant, she panicked. She knew I'd want a paternity test if she was pregnant. We'd been trying for 2 years with no success. The fertility tests showed my sperm count was low but viable. Tom got tested secretly, and his count was even lower, near zero. That's when Bethany got desperate and did something insane. She submitted Tom's urine sample under my name for the pregnancy test, thinking if it came back positive, she could claim the baby was mine and I'd never suspect anything. She never imagined it would reveal Tom had cancer. I was trying to pass off another man's baby as yours, she sobbed. I'm a monster. But it got worse. When she told Tom about the cancer diagnosis, he accused her of lying, trying to trap him. He didn't believe her until she showed him the lab results. He went to get tested properly, and it was confirmed as stage 3 testicular cancer, advanced but treatable if caught now. His wife found out because insurance statements showed the oncology visits. She hired a private investigator, uncovered the affair, found the pregnancy test records under my name. Tom's wife called me with everything, thinking I was in on some insurance fraud scheme. The truth was worse and weirder than any fraud. Bethany's affair saved her affair partner's life while destroying 2 marriages. The lab was investigated for HIPAA violations in the mix-up, but technically no violation occurred since Bethany had submitted the sample claiming it was mine, forging my signature on the forms. I filed for divorce immediately. The irony wasn't lost on me that my wife cheating probably saved Tom's life. If she hadn't tried to pass off his potential baby as mine, the cancer would have gone undetected until too late. Tom survived after surgery and chemotherapy. He sent me a letter 6 months later, thanking me for inadvertently saving his life, apologizing for the affair. I didn't respond. What do you say to the man who slept with your wife but lived because of her deception? Bethany kept apologizing, saying she never meant for any of this to happen. She was right about one thing. She never could have planned this outcome. No one could. A fake pregnancy test to hide an affair accidentally diagnosed cancer in her affair partner. The lab implemented new verification procedures. They now require photo ID and witnessed sample collection for all tests. They call it the Morrison Protocol, though they don't publicize why. I remarried 2 years later to a woman who thinks the story is so insane that I must be making it up. Even my lawyer didn't believe it until he saw all the documentation. The judge at our divorce said it was the strangest case he'd seen in 30 years. Last I heard, Bethany married someone else and actually got pregnant. She sent me a birth announcement, I guess as some kind of closure. I didn't respond to that either. Sometimes I think about the chain of events. Affair leads to pregnancy scare, leads to forged test, leads to cancer diagnosis, leads to saved life, leads to 2 divorces. If Bethany had been faithful, Tom would be dead. If she'd been honest about the affair, Tom would be dead. Only through the exact combination of deception and medical incompetence did someone live. My therapist says I should find meaning in that, but all I see is chaos. Pure, absurd chaos that happened to save someone who didn't deserve saving. The universe has a twisted sense of humor, making me an unwitting hero in another man's survival story. The man who destroyed my marriage lives because my ex-wife tried to commit paternity fraud using his urine. You can't make this up. The medical journal that published the case study had to add a disclaimer that it wasn't fiction. Sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction.